What's going on, everybody? My name is Alonso. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you a really flowy trick that you can do on a freestyle highline like the one we have rigged behind us here, and that is the back shoulder roll. Now, before you go and attempt the back shoulder roll, you should already have the back bounce dialed and locked in. If you don't know how to do the back bounce yet, I'm going to link that on the screen for you here. Go check that video out first, master that trick, and then come back to this video. And before we hop right into it, really quickly, if you guys are enjoying my content and if these videos are helpful to you, as always, don't forget to hit all those buttons down below. Subscribe so you can stay up to date on any new freestyle tricks that come out, and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get on with this trick. Before we get started on this trick, let's briefly go over leash management and how you should have your leash. For demonstration purposes, I'll be using this PAS as our leash. So you should have your leash off to the side like this, so it's actually going around your leg. You don't want it in between your legs like this, because then when you go back, you're just gonna get the middle of your legs caught in between this trick, and that's gonna be no good and you're not gonna go anywhere. So you want it on the outside behind your leg like so. So that way when you do the trick, you go right around your leash and it stays out of your way. Now, I've shown this trick before, but I'm gonna show it again in this video. One thing you can do to actually make the leash management portion of this trick a lot easier is to tuck a bite of your leash into your leg loop like so. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna keep the leash behind you, and it's gonna keep it from wanting to get caught in your knee, as it sometimes does when you're bouncing with the leash off to the side. So by tucking a little bite here, that's gonna make things really easy. And don't worry, because if you fall, it's gonna pop right out like so, and it's not gonna give you any issues. Okay, so let's talk about the timing and bounce for this trick. So you technically don't need a very big bounce to get this trick going. However, I find that with this trick, as well as most other tricks, a bigger bounce typically is easier, because you do need a little bit of that weightless, because you do need to enter into that weightless zone. Weightless zone. Why is that so hard to say? It's like a tongue twister. You need to enter into that weightless zone in order to get a little bit of air, to get your legs over your head and successfully perform this trick. So you're gonna get some bounce going. And again, we want a relatively big one, not necessary, but it's gonna make it easier. And once you've got your bounces going, at the top of one of those bounces, you're gonna wanna drop into a back bounce. And again, you wanna have this trick already dialed. So this should be the easy part of this trick for you. Once we're in the back bounce, we're gonna take a hand to the line above our head, and we're going to wait. Seriously, we're going to wait. This is where I see most people commit the biggest mistake when trying this trick for the first time. And I also see a lot of advanced highliners still make this mistake all the time. And that mistake is that they just huck this trick way too early. Seriously, be patient and wait till the top of the bounce to throw the back shoulder roll. If you do this too early, you're gonna find that the upward velocity of the line is going to fight you on this trick, and you're not gonna get around very flowy. You're gonna flop sideways off the line, and it's just not going to look very good. So wait till the very, very top, and that's when we're gonna huck it. Okay, so this trick is pretty straightforward. However, I do have a few pro tips that are gonna make this trick even easier to do. So let's go over those now. So my very first tip to successfully hucking this trick is momentum. Now, what do I mean by that? So momentum, when we are in our back bounce, we're going to be dropping. What we want to do just before we hit the top of the bounce, where we're going to actually commit and huck our legs over our head, we want to use those knees. We really want to drive our knees up to generate a little bit of upward momentum from our lower body. And what that's gonna do, it's just gonna throw your legs over your head. And you're gonna find that you almost do a double back shoulder roll even. So that's my very first tip. Use your momentum to your advantage. Let's move on to the second tip. So my second tip, and this one is probably more important than the first tip, is to keep the balance strong. So the best way to keep your balance strong is to stay centered over the line. And the easiest way to do that is if you spread those legs. So just like all my other tips where you're rotating backwards or forwards and I tell you to spread your legs, this one's no different. Really get those legs open, and what you're gonna find that does is it keeps you centered over the line so you don't accidentally fall one way or the other. It's gonna keep you really centered, and when you come around and you're back on the line, it's gonna have happened so fast that you're gonna be in shock a little bit, but don't let that throw you off. Remember to stand up on your next bounce and really finish this trick. That's the back shoulder roll. Go give this trick a try and let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, hit those buttons down below. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys on the next video.